Hello boys and girls! I got a good video for you boys today. And females as well. I know the demographic is around 70 to 80% male, but I know there's some females listening too, so I'll make sure you feel included. You guys know when it comes to geckos and reptiles, I got one thing and one thing on my mind only, and that is going to be Project 100, the season where we finally produce over 100 babies in 1 year. I want to make sure I fully capture this and document it over for DBCB Exotics, not just for you guys, the viewers, but also for me. It is a giant milestone that I'm very excited to accomplish. I also think it'd be really funny to look back on this years from now when we finally hit Project 1000, and looking back and saying, wow, I was only making 100 babies back then, and I thought that was hard. What better way to document this than to show you guys all the adorable, beautiful little babies we've been producing so far. So this is going to be a baby gecko room tour. We're going to be talking about some of the babies we've produced this year in 2022, some of the holdbacks we've had in 2021, and some grow-outs that we have that will be breeding for us either next year or the year after. This is going to bring us to pretty much these shelves right here. This is going to be my grow-out shelf, which we'll start with first, and then later we'll be going on to this shelf talking about all the brand new babies that we hatched out recently. Going to the first of things, we have a lot of gargoyle grow-outs. I know I haven't really been hitting the gargoyle market very hard since we only have one pair at the moment, but that does not mean we will be that way forever, folks. Let's start off with this late 2019 holdback. This is one of the first gargs I've ever produced. Now, while it doesn't look like much right now, of course, fire down isn't helping this case a little bit. Hopefully, I can get some B-roll of this guy fired up, but he is absolutely fantastic. A brown and white striped gargoyle with these orange stripes as well, just a little bit. You know, when he first came out, he only had this slight blushing on the cheeks, and then of course the dorsal stripes going down, a little bit broken, but I thought he was absolutely spectacular. I love it's not even like a deep orange, right? It's like a tangerine, almost yellowish. I thought it was absolutely incredible, so I had to hold this guy back and see what he's gonna look like, because remember folks, just like Dalmatian crested geckos, gargoyles only get better for age, and that is definitely true with this guy. These oranges has come out a lot more, and man, when he's an adult, I'm just excited to see what he's gonna look like. I think he's gonna be absolutely spectacular, and I think we're definitely gonna have a lot of fun with it. As animal grows, I can only assume it's gonna be a male, and that's because, well, look at that little bulge right there. He does got a bit of a bulge, if I say so myself, so I'm going to go on the assumption that this is a male. I haven't checked pores. I don't really care right now because obviously they're not breeder weight. Doesn't matter too much for me when they're adults. Easier to do it anyway. Why go through the hassle when you can just do it later and it's easier for you? That is my, that's my mission statement at DBCB Exotics. Why do it now when you can just do it later and it makes your life a little easier? This is an absolutely incredible gargoyle holdback right now. This is actually donated to us by... This one was... Stay. Now, this one was actually donated to us by Andy Simmons after we did that tour with him with his gargoyles and carpet pythons. Absolutely amazing tour, an amazing guy. That gave us this incredible gecko. This is going to be a red base, red striped gargoyle gecko. Now, hoping this one's actually going to be a male, because we also, of course, have that red striped, red based gal as well. So if we do end up getting two females, I will have to get a male, but then we got two amazing red striped babies. But if this guy is a male, then we already have an amazing pair, and I don't have to source out a male. So either way, it's going to be a win-win, but an absolutely beautiful garg. Definitely not as handleable as the other ones, but hey, it's alright, because when you got beauty like this, you can be a little Riley at the end of the day. Next up on the list, we got a fan favorite and a crested gecko that took second place in the best gecko of the year. This, of course, is the man, the myth, the legend, Mickey Mouse. Now, we call him Mickey Mouse for one reason and one reason only. If you could, sir, if you could just kindly, thank you. And it's for that reason right there. Look at that big spot. Looks just like Mickey Mouse. Absolutely fantastic. This is an exceptional crested gecko. While apparently not the best looking crested gecko of the year 2021, still an amazing little guy. Growing out fantastic. I cannot wait for 2024 to see if this is going to be a male or female, and potentially what projects we're going to put him in. Look, I mean, as this thing grows, it just gets more and more snots. It doesn't have snots. The animal doesn't have an RI. I meant to say spots. Let's look at the spots on this thing. Not only do we have that gigantic, what I like to refer to as an oil spill on the side, resembling the Mickey Mouse ears, but still plenty of spots coming in on the head. We've got some nice ink blotting going down to the tail, even some ink blots on the tail. This is a fantastic gecko, boys and girls. Goddamn. I've been making some pretty crested geckos through my years. Plenty of spots now. We've been hitting some really pretty ones. We'll show that rest off pretty soon. But for now, Mickey Mouse, although he didn't win the Gecko of the Year enclosure, he's chilling now in this 20-quart tub. And once he gets a little bit older, he will be moved on into the big boy tubs. Now getting on over here, we're going to be bringing out some really nice looking gargoyles, boys and girls. Just take a look at this one right here. A nice orange striped little one. I actually kept the entire clutch make back of this clutch because both of them looked absolutely fantastic. So I thought to myself, why hold back just one good looking one when you can hold back two good looking ones? So these guys are absolutely looking fantastic. Just take a look at that bold orange stripe, the beautiful blushing on the side. What an absolutely fantastic... How many brain cells you got going on in there? You just dinged yourself off the tank and flew like a goddamn ragdoll, my guy. What's going on, man? Is there anything in there? Anything whatsoever. Don't do it again, I swear to God. Well, this dude does look pretty cool. The clutch mate actually looks a little bit better. That's actually going to be my top clutch mate when it comes, or my top holdback when it comes to Gargoyle Gecko. So to prevent this one from dinging himself off the enclosure again, let's pull out the other one. Good? Now this is, my friends, is what I like to call the piece de la resistance of the Gargoyle Gecko holdbacks. This is what I like to refer to as the quad stripe. Not only do we've got the side dorsals going in with a little bit of a broken orange stripe, but still orange stripes there, but we also have the front dorsals going in that look like a nice red, making this a red and orange Gargoyle Gecko. Has it ever been produced before? I'm sure probably. I don't really keep up with the gargoyle trends, but I think this dude is absolutely incredible, man. My favorite holdback of the year, and funny enough, the best one is actually growing the fastest. Look at the size of this thing. It's looking pretty good for right now. Oh my god. As a 2021 holdback, this guy is looking absolutely fantastic. I cannot wait till they reach size. Hopefully we do get some females out of the bunch. I hope I don't get, like, you know, hold back for 3 years and all of a sudden I have a shit ton of males and no gals. And then I'll have to continue my search of finding proper female gargoyle geckos to continue this. But got some cool babies. I think that's pretty cool. Don't you look like just a little distinguished gargoyle gecko? How's it going? But moving on from all those absolutely just incredible little gargoyle geckos, man. Looking pretty good for the upcoming breeding seasons. Now let's talk about this shelf. All of these little babies we got going on right now. Doesn't look like much at this point, but I'll tell you, in the next upcoming months, this shelf's gonna be absolutely filled with amazing geckos. And I think I'll give this time right here to give you old boys and girls a little learning opportunity. It seemed Renee wanted to try out a little bit something different with these larger feeding dishes. However, this was not a good idea. You can see he's climbed in there and made quite a mess. Not only with that, he also has it stuck on his feet, if you guys can see. That's gonna be no good. That's gonna lead to some nasty stuff. We're gonna have to pull this gecko and try to get some of this stuck shed off. Or not the stuck shed, but the dried food, because that's not gonna be good for the feet whatsoever. Which is going to be a very interesting thing to do, pulling a standingi gecko and trying to get all that gunk off of the feet. That is a task I am not looking forward to do, so here's a quick tip. Make sure to always use small food dishes for your geckos so they don't climb in it, and then you have to do this. I've had it happen with crested geckos before. It's not that big of a deal with the standingi. That's not going to be a fun time. Man, but if we look right on in here, hopefully he doesn't move. This is one of our other standingi geckos. And just take a look at that, folks. Maybe we can get... Oh, I'm gonna be ballsy. Look at that beautiful animal. Look at that nice blue tail, the green head. This is a fantastic looking standingi. Alright, I'm not ballsy. Absolutely fantastic. Just look at that tail, man. That beautiful blue tail. These animals are so cool, man. Zebra stripe patterning, bright fluorescent green head, and then, of course, the neon blue tail. I forgot to film the transition piece, so speaking of standingi geckos, since we talked about the babies, let's set up a standingi gecko enclosure. It's just... And there you got it, just a quick little standingi setup for the pair. We actually moved it over here, so we're actually going to swap the UVBs over, so the pair has the UVB with the Chihuahua, and the Chihuahua's UVB is going to go over with the day geckos. Kind of a quick swip. Next step up is going to actually be the fun part, and that's Well, that's actually getting the standing geckos out, so this should be, that should be something. Okay, little one, why don't you make this nice and easy for me and just come on up. No reason to get all fresh and running away. We don't want that now, do we? Let me just get... That's not supposed to happen. Little one. Okay. One. Hang on. You're fucking fast, my guy. 1, 2. And this is going to be the next female for our standing eye project. If you guys are a fan of the channel, you guys know that she had a bit of a breeding incident. She's got a little scar from when she was sculpted. This is all healed up now. It's looking great. She's just gonna have a little indent in the skull, unfortunately. This is because I did an oopsies and accidentally not really realizing that you can't keep these as trios because I bought them as a 1.2 pair. I figured they could be go together in groups, but due to not doing enough research, which I will fully take credit for, or responsibility, not credit, that wasn't a good thing. This female unfortunately did get sculpted when those guys paired off, but now that we gotta go grab the male, we're gonna introduce a new pair. This should go a lot easier than with the other ones. So with this little girl, you can see she's fully ready to breed. I mean, she is a big standing eye gecko. Now that her injuries are all healed up, we're gonna be putting her in this nice bigger enclosure and introducing the male with her, and hopefully we can get another round of standing eye eggs going for more adorable standing eye babies that we'll take a look at in just a little bit. You guys can see these guys are pretty chill. I mean, I do still have a hold on her. I don't trust her 100%. However, you can see they're not super flighty once out. Once you actually get them on your hands, I think that's the big issue. People are so scared of animals that move fast, but once you get them going, I mean, all good, totally fine. All right, little one, let's get you in your nice bigger home. There you are. Yeah, look at that, so much more room. Next up on the list is going to get the male standing eye out of this enclosure right here. I believe I see the female. The female likes to hang out on this little log. You see where the little walled off cork log is? Seems to enjoy that, and I know that the male likes to hide under. Let me double check and make sure this is the female. I do believe that's the female. I don't know why I'm doing karate hands. I don't know how that's gonna help me. This is the part that I'm not looking forward to. Having to wrangle both standing eye geckos inside one enclosure sounds like kind of a pain in the butt, but we'll get there, I guess I can take some of these, I guess this isn't doing any favors in there anymore now, is it? They look the same. I can't tell which is which. I guess I'm just gonna grab one and hope for the best. I think... Let me get a good look at you, young man. I think you're the girl. Let me get a good look at you, young man. Why don't you come on over? No. Oh god, they're going everywhere. Wait, are you the male? I can't fucking tell. Oh, they're so fucking quick, man. Hang on. Let me see them pores. Damn it, you're the female. Well, this is the girl. I grabbed the wrong one. Looks like we're heading back in. Come here, young man. I've come... Jesus Christ! Oh, wait. You, come here. 1, 2, and... They're so fast, guys! Got him. Oh yeah, you're the male, 100%. Oh. This beautiful male we've got, still retaining some of that blue in the tail, absolutely wonderful green patterning. This guy is so cool, man. Take a look at this, and like I said, super fast in the enclosure, but once they're out, man, I don't know, they seem to like calm down a little bit. You can pet them, you can see they run around a little bit, but other than that, man, they're all good to go. Let's go get this guy in with his new little girlfriend. Alrighty, and as before, I am going to keep a closer eye on this pair and make sure I don't see any nipping, any biting whatsoever, anything like that. If I do notice anything, they'll be separated once again. I do not want another fight breaking out, another sculpting happening. However, considering this is a 1.1 pair now instead of a trio, I do believe it's going to go a lot better. I had zero problems with this 1.1 pair when I was working with them in that setup. I don't believe I should have a problem in this one as well. Fingers crossed, let's not have another accident happen. It really sucked medicating a sculpted wound on a standingi gecko. Now these guys seem to really be enjoying their new home. Right down over there you can see this is a day gecko that's been hatched for about 3 weeks now at this point. The amazing thing with these little babies, especially when you get them captive bred, is they're not really fearful. You see, I have this enclosure fully open, but the gecko isn't running away whatsoever. Day gecko season is just starting out right now with 1 day gecko, 1 standingi, 2 day gecko, 2 standingi. We got 2 of each going on right now. One of these 2 clutches being the day gecko's only laying 1 egg at a time. We're finally getting the double clutch of the 2 eggs per clutch, which is very exciting. And the standingi, we are finally starting to get clutches going. Very exciting stuff. I cannot wait to get more of these adorable babies. Bringing some of our holdbacks down, we have some absolutely killer crested geckos. Just take a look at right here. Now what you're going to be seeing here is our 2021 holdbacks of the year. And just take a look at this guy. If this camera will focus in, we can get a great shot. Look at all those spots at such a young gecko. Still under 10 grams, and this gecko is already with this many spots. Just imagine what it's going to look like as a baby. This pretty much right now is going to be our best crested gecko of the year. I believe this is going to be the gecko of the year, as we stated, and the one that's going to be getting the really nice enclosure. However, the best runner-up is going to be this guy right here. This is one of our late 2021 babies, still at a pretty much half the size of the one we just looked at, but look at all those dots going on right now. This one, when it gets to the size of the one we just previously saw, might be the usurper, which is why we have them listed as Super Dal and then Super Dal Jr. Which one will be the best? It's up to decide on when they both become adults, but this guy's also looking absolutely stunning with all those spots. And taking a look on over here, we have something that's a little bit unusual, and that's going to be the fact that this gecko doesn't have that many black spots, but what it lacks in black spots, it makes up for in the red spots. Just look at how red this Dalmatian is. Again, pretty much the same size as the one we just looked at, and already just exploding with red spots. This is the most spottiest gecko I have when it comes to red spots, and something I really want to work with down the line of producing just some solid red spotted babies. Somewhat of, you see, of the confetti line, something like that, where we just got a bunch of red spots and little to no black spots, I think would be absolutely fantastic. Look at that, you can barely tell where he is, but this is one of our Chihuahua gecko babies. Look at the camouflage of this guy. This little one seems to be taking after the mom pretty much completely with their color pattern. You can see right next to the sphagnum moss that we have right now, you can almost not even tell where this one is. An absolutely fantastic thing. Nice little white spot right on the snoot. You guys saw this Chihuahua gecko here pretty recently, but I just had to show it off one more time. But wait, there's more. Hatched not 1, but 2 Chihuahua babies. Take a look at this one. Again, coming out right out of the mother, man. Just an absolutely fantastic looking gecko. Look at that thing, dude. These guys are just a couple of weeks old at this point, but oh man. That patterning, I really like the copper or kind of oaky looking texture versus the green moss. It's definitely a little bit different. It's something I really like. I think these guys are absolutely beautiful. Last but certainly not least, we just have a couple of geckos for sale right now that wouldn't sell in the 2021 year, which brings us to this little guy. Plenty of nice spots. Actually was a holdback, but when I saw that the other gecko that didn't have much black spots actually developed red spots, I had to figure out which holdback I was going to put up in order to keep that one, which led this guy being released. So if you guys want a really amazing Dalmatian crested gecko with some great lineage, this is definitely the one for you. If you want to talk about cute little adorable babies, we can take a look at this 9-day-old crested gecko. It does look like it has some kinking in the tail, unfortunately, but the spots on him already for being 2 weeks old is very impressive. We're already seeing some pretty large spots and some nice little spots going on, and of course, geckos really don't start getting spots coming into at least the 4 to 6 week mark, which means this guy is going to be absolutely incredible. Such a shame about the kinking of the tail. Not sure why that did happen and took place. This is the first time I've actually had a crested gecko with a kinked tail like this, but nonetheless, an amazing little tiger Dalmatian once again. Woo! Whew. If you guys are looking for a cluster of spots, just take a look at that guy right there. Look at all those spots right down the back. This guy is turning into absolutely something amazing. Did not look like this even a couple of weeks ago when I first put him up. I might have to change the price on this little one because he's looking absolutely fantastic. Look at all those little spots. Pretty much a Xena copy clone if you think about it. This was a Xena Time Spice baby, an absolute great parents going on for the lineage, and just a really cool gecko. And last but certainly not least, we've got my main man, Nubs. Now, Nubs is coming up with some pretty thick spots. Just look at that, man. Look at that thing that just kind of popped out of nowhere. It seems to be growing as the animal ages. Now, Nubs has the tail for a specific reason. You can see why Nubs is named Nubs. He's got a little bit of a nubby tail. His tail was nipped by his sibling because I did not pull them fast enough. I take complete responsibility for that. That is a my bad situation. However, the tail has fully healed now. While not looking the best, it is okay. We've been taking care of it, and now it looks like it's fully healed. Nubs is not on the market right now. I will be putting him up eventually. I just wanted to make sure that his tail was all good to go. Never want to send out a sick or injured animal, so we wanted to make sure the tail was fully healed before taking any chances of putting him on the market. There you got it, boys and girls. All of the baby geckos we have right now. That seemed like a lot of work, but it is just the beginning of the year. This shelf is going to be completely filled by the end of 2022, man. Very excited for that. I cannot imagine the amazing stuff that's going to happen when we have a full shelf, but I can also imagine the loads and loads of work it is going to take taking care of an entire full shelf of baby geckos. 3 years into the business, and this is where stuff really starts taking a toll. As always, folks, if you guys want to check me out some more places, I got Patreon and all that good stuff down in the description. If you guys are wanting to get some of the babies that we talked about at the very end, you can peek that at my morph market, which is also in the description right down below. Hey, don't think I forgot. Thank you so much for taking the time of your day to follow us over here at DBCB Exotics. We will see you next time, but until then, goodbye.